Now, up to this point, I've only reviewed Deluxes and Voyagers. I've never touched anything outside of that. I haven't touched any Legends, any Commanders, or Scouts, or I don't know, whatever the heck they call it these days. Or any Leaders. And I didn't feel like doing a little quick review on a Legends figure because, well, there's just not much to talk about. So, I thought I'd do my first Leader class figure, which is Transformers Combiner Wars Leader class Armada Megatron. Now, this is based off of the Megatron from Transformers Armada, which I believe was released around 2002-2003, and he was a green tank. Granted, he was an H tank and not something more akin to an Abrams, but I'll take what I can get. So yeah, as you can see, he is covered in paint, and he is big. How big? Well, here is Titan's Return Galvatron. And Galvatron, surprisingly, isn't that much bigger than Megatron is. And here he is next to Ultimate Optimus Prime. This is nowhere in scale. I'm surprised how big Prime is on Megatron. So, what is there to talk about this guy? Well, he's got tons of paint on him. And he's got a bunch of armor plating all along here and some sort of blue-grayish stuff. Got some silver paint along these sections. He's got the Decepticon symbol. And then the symbol for what looks like a private. Come on, Megs. You're commanding the Decepticons. He's got this section right here, which I'm gonna guess it's a viewing port. And the back is just a exposed robot bits. You got hands, you got legs, you got crotch plate. But don't look at him from behind, man. Now, the rest of the tank is pretty cool. For mold detailing, got hatches and armor, and, well, I guess this can also be like a port for a gunner. We got that thing. Yeah, there's just a lot of lines and panels and all that stuff. You notice the turret, and normally a turret is just flat. Like, here's heavy tread. This is how a normal tank turret would look. Also, these guys look kind of similar. But you notice there's this massive cannon running through. If you look at the back, there's a turbine. This thing is a massive plasma cannon. And, well, it can retract if you want a shorter barrel tank, which these do exist. You probably notice a little red button right there. You probably notice a little red tip. Oh. It's a spring-loaded missile. So, you know, just for those special occasions. Perfect. It's not every day you see a spring-loaded missile launchers. Those are actually quite rare. I mean, he was the first one I've seen in years to have one. So, what can you do? Well, his turret is the right to the system, rotates 360 degrees. I wouldn't recommend anything past 2 clicks, because then you start exposing this, and get into that, yeah. But you can rotate all the way around. The barrel does not move up and down. I mean, it can move down a bit if you fiddle with the joints a bit, but let's just keep that down. But my favorite feature, he's got treads, right? Now, normally you expect there to be little caster wheels, because, you know, we can't make treads that work. He is working rubber treads. These are actual treads. And they work. He rolls on actual treads. Now, granted, getting him to turn using the one tread moves backward, one tread moves forward thing is extremely difficult. I'm not going to attempt it in case I, you know, break anything. So, yeah. What about... Oh, wait, I forgot another thing. You've probably noticed that he has Minicon ports. He's got 2 right here, he's got 1 on top of the turret, and he's got 1 back here. So, if you wanted to, you can attach a bunch of Minicons to him. Just, slam them all on there. Okay, I don't see how this is helpful. I mean, I know minicons give their respective Transformers a power boost, at least according to Armada fiction, but he wouldn't be able to do anything. His turret, it can't move. Like, this is the only direction it turns, because then, you know, you start hitting the minicons. And you knock one off. And, you know, yeah, yeah, let's just forget about that. But he also has two 5mm pegs, right there, or peg holes. And he has two little guns. He's got this little pistol, which is pretty cool, just a little pistol. Oddly enough, this thing also has a hatch, so presumably a human could pilot this thing. And he's got a little rifle, the little assault rifle. Got a thing up top, got the slanted thing. It's a little bit hollow on this side. The pistol is just hollow on both sides, just not getting around that. But you can plug them in on these spots. I'm gonna plug the pistol here, so that way the hatch is still accessible. Plug the rifle in there. And there you have it. Got a little tank. Oh, and then, since this section isn't the same plastic as the rest of the tank, it looks a bit off. It's less noticeable on cameras, as I can see, but if you look at it in person, you can definitely see a difference. You might be able to see it. It's a little bit glossier than the rest of the stuff. So, yeah, now that we've covered tech mode, let's get into robot mode. So to make it easier for me, I'm just going to fire the missile, just so I don't accidentally hit it. So, we're going to retract the barrel, and that will start off the transformation. Then we're going to come to the back section right here, and these teeth right here hook onto this ledge. So we're just going to take that off and fold it up. Then we're going to come to these discolored sections right here and unpeg them. Little tab right there and there. Plugs into a slot right there and right there. And we're going to rotate around, and then those teeth will lock the tread section in place. And then we're going to rotate the feet down on some nice ratchets. He is going to be quite big, in case you haven't noticed. Then we're going to come to the top tread sections, and we're going to untab them. This tab goes into that slot. I'm going to rotate that down on a double hinge, and we're not going to fold all the way back, because there are a set of tabs and slots that will interlock into each other, and that'll form the backpack. Now we begin our work on the arms, which is a bit tricky. We're going to unpeg the cannon, which has two tabs that plug into two slots. We're just going to fold those out, and then we're going to take this section right here, fold it up, which will reveal the hand. We're going to do the same thing over on this arm, but then we're going to rotate the cannon around and then fold it out as far as possible. We're going to fold the crossfeed piece up, and these two tabs will plug into those two slots, and the minicon port will go into that square. It's got this thing. I don't know what that thing is. We're going to fold down the front of the tank. That will peg into place via these two pegs, conveniently disguised as, I don't know, like bolts or something. I'm going to those two peg holes. Fold that down. Straighten out the head. And there you have it. There is Transformers Combiner Wars Armada Megatron. Now, being my first leader, he was also, I found him at a very good price, because I was at this, I don't know, like furniture / thrift shop with my grandparents, and I happened to find him in package with everything in it, including the collector's card, which I threw away, for $20. A normal leader goes for $50, and I found him for $20. Granted, the package was, it had the plastic that covered the figure up, it was torn through, but everything else was fine. There was nothing missing. It was just the box was a little bit destroyed. So, get in focus. As you can see, we've gotten rid of the mostly green robot and added a whole bunch of purple, red, and silver. And I am not opposed to this. Take a look at that head sculpt. You've probably noticed the massive horns, this is part of the original Armada figure. He had a little gimmick where you could you push something and the horns would squeeze together. They don't do that anymore. You can probably like flex it, I guess, but I wouldn't recommend that. Get this mean little purple face, and this nice the bluish gray is returned to form part of the helmet, and then the rest is just black. But he has light piping. I can't really get it to work with my lighting setup because my light is behind me. But trust me, you get it working, it'll work. Now, the rest of the molding is from the G1 version. There was a Armada Megatron, which is this one, and then there was a G1 Megatron, which was a completely silver tank with red bits. But yeah, you got purple right here. You got the Decepticon symbol along with some silver. Tons of silver paint here, and then some more purple. The ends are just molded plastic. Get the same thing over here. Oddly enough, the tab that uses to lock the cannon on this arm, it's here on this arm, but if you look in the cannon, there's no tab on the other side. It's a little bit weird. You got some more silver on the crotch piece. On the chest, this is clearly a Megatron chest. We got black right here. We got silver. There's some red bits. A little purple thing. Some more black. More red. We got some green. And then we got the silver things from tank mode. Which kind of, they move along with the feet when you move them up and down. So that's pretty cool. So, we can give him his weapons. You can each hold one. And the pistol just seems loose any hand I have it in. But I'm not sure if you notice this. If you have, good job. But the pistol has a square barrel. The rifle has a little square tab on the back, a rectangular tab. You just plug it in, and you got yourself a big gun. Just plug it in, and now you got a big gun. I don't know why Megatron would need another gun when you already have a giant fusion cannon on your arm, but, you know, nothing says kill like overkill. So if we can just plug the missile back in, it'll still work. There's a little slot right here, so that when you push the tank barrel in, you can still access the missile, which is quite ingenuitive, and it so manages to pack a punch. And even if you beg for mercy, it will be to no avail. I want to fire. There we go. A little bit hard to get it to fire, or I just may have big fingers. Some of you younger folks out there may have better luck than I do. So, how's his articulation? Oh, he's got a swivel in the head, he's got a hinge for up and down movement, mainly for transformation. Got ratcheted shoulders for forward movement, but that's not where shoulders are supposed to be. Shoulders are supposed to be about right here. His are right there. There's a space below it. And it looks a little bit weird, and he's got a softer ratchet for outward movement, and there's the looseness I was talking about. But if you get in certain poses, it looks disturbing. Anyways, he's got a swivel above the elbow, and his elbow ratchets to about 90 degrees. Although, that can also look a little bit weird just due to all the junk in the back. He's got a wrist swivel, so that's nice. We get these out of the way, and fold the treads up a bit, so we can get that. He has a waist swivel. That bends 90 degrees either way. And it's not needed for transformation, so that's quite nice. He's got ratcheted hips. He can move forward about that much, backwards about that much. He's got little skirt flaps that can move out of the side, so we can ratchet his hips outward. He's got a thigh swivel that moves about that far due to this purple painted plastic. He's got a ratcheted knee that bends about that far due to the treads. And he's got a little bit of rocking in his feet. It's not much, but he can move it forward. So that's nice. So for size comparison, here he is next to sorry, voice crack. Here he is next to Galvatron. He's definitely smaller than Galvatron. What about Ultimate Optimus Prime? Surprisingly, he's not that much smaller than Megatron. Yeah, he's still small, but not that much smaller. And that is the largest prime I have, so... I'm pretty sure if I got the power armor on him, he'd be in a lot of trouble. So he still has minicon parts, but only 3 are accessible. He's got the one, which is now his left shoulder, and he's got the 2 in his back. So, if you wanted to, you can still put minicons on him. And this is more logical than on tank mode, because there's no turret to get in the way for anything. And 2 of the minicons are on his back, and then 1 is on his shoulder. And depending on the minicon you put on his shoulder, it isn't going to affect him posability-wise that much. You might have some issue with the elbow, depending on placement, but... yeah, this somehow kind of works. So... now let's just give him his gun back. That was Transformers Combiner Wars Armada Megatron. My first leader class figure. Definitely not the last, but I will have to pick up some more because I only have 2. So, yeah, this is Sniper 53 doing a little, just a little review after April Fool's because I missed out on the thing. Not that I care, I'm never a big fan of April Fool's. I'm not a big fan of just saying April Fool's. I like actually, prank someone, not just do that. So, yeah. Signing off. See you later. If you can find this guy, I would definitely recommend him. Oh crap. Heh.